Back in the game. YusefWateef, Steven Story.
What's up, everybody?
Listen, man. I know right now somebody somewhere is or knows somebody suffering coronavirus, COVID-19. I know that we are in a difficult situation. However, we need to have a selfish conversation today.
Oh, yeah.
We need to talk about something for those of us who are not trying to diminish the physical suffering of the people dealing with it, but for people who are suffering differently physically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is something that me, you, a couple other people, if you're somebody who's either wanted to be physically fit or you are getting in fit, because it's always a journey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared about losing my gains.
Yeah. No, me too. I've gotten slimmer already.
It's an awkward situation to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are dealing with so many other things
mm-hmm.
that right now, physically, I feel myself diminishing.
Yeah.
I don't just mean losing necessarily like size or mass, but I feel my body getting soft from the small things. Like I didn't realize how many steps I took every day until I looked at one of my apps.
Mm-hmm.
Just taking steps up and down, going here, going there.
Yeah.
Sometimes choosing to take the stairs instead of the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how there are certain positions my body doesn't move in anymore because I'm spending most of my time sitting or laying.
Mm-hmm.
So now, where do I go with that? And it's awkward because the big one that explodes my brain, my friends and I that are into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is a contact sport, we touch each other and we can't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
To the gym where we lift weights that, you know, I remember in the weeks before, they hired extra cleaning ladies to come in and they had nothing but a towel and a spray bottle. And every time anybody got off anything, they were spraying, but still had to close doors for safety's sake.
Of course.
First, tell them who you are and why, when I want to talk about physical issues, you're somebody that I said I wanted to bring on. Let them know you're not just a talking head.
Oh, no, man. Former college athlete. I've been training people now, I think, 6 years now. Done bodybuilding, done some men's physique shows, won some shows. And I've been basically in shape for the past, 8, 9 years, something like that now. I basically never really got out of shape ever. So, and I've trained hundreds of people in person and online. And it has, this pandemic has changed everything for fitness because what I see, most people don't have the discipline to train at home by themselves. You know, and because they don't have the motivation to train at home, they have a problem working out every day, right? They can't stay consistent, and so they just, like you said, they're getting soft. Yeah.
I want everybody to follow this guy, by the way. Puts out some gems. I like the new background. I hadn't seen that one yet. That's got a very clean look, the blue and gray.
Oh yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. I made it myself.
What'd you use, Canva?
Yeah, man. You know Canva, man. It's like
Canva gets the job done.
Oh man, Canva is amazing. But yeah, man, this is I'm worried with you, man. Like I'm like, when am I going to be able to get back in the gym and train?
Well, I want to tell you one of the things I loved about the gym. You know, I tell people, for a godless heathen, gym is my sanctuary.
Yeah.
I'm notorious because in my gym, it's the only time I'm not really me. I go in, I wear a hoodie all the time, right? That's something I realize. I like to stay hot. When I do my warm up, and I don't care if it's that sunny Brazilian hot days, I put my hoodie on, I put my earphones in, I pop my hoodie over my head, and I don't look at people. I don't talk to people more often. And I keep apologizing to a woman I've never seen before and I've never seen since. A woman looked at me and she kind of smiled at me in the gym, and I just mean mugged her. Like, do you understand I'm at work right now? I don't want that to be a social experience, but I love going there. You know, I love the feeling of gripping that ball. I love the feeling of doing something I didn't do the week before, and I didn't realize how much of me was wrapped up in that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel all that.
Sister Kenna, say hello.
How you guys doing today?
Good. How you doing, Kenna?
It's Keena, but
Keena.
he just refused to call me by my name.
Keena.
How are you?
I'm good. It's a pretty.
Good. Where are you?
I'm in Nashville now.
Hey, I'm from Memphis originally.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just started here a few days ago.
Okay, cool. I'm in South Africa here.
Ah, okay. What part of South Africa are you in now?
I'm just right outside of Johannesburg. Here in the lockdown right now.
This is like under martial law.
Well, yeah, we have the national defense out here in the streets, and although they say you can leave, they have certain times you can leave. I'm not going anywhere.
Wow.
Because I mean, let's be real. There's some people I've seen some videos, and they're using a lot of encouragement right now.
Oh, no.
I don't need encouragement.
No.
None at all.
No.
The way you just said encouragement did not make me feel encouraged.
Oh, no.
That's exactly the type of encouragement that is happening here. So I don't need it.
Dang. Oh. Man.
It's awkward because, you know, Kenna is somebody who we had a couple conversations a few months back. I watched her go through the vetting process of getting a personal trainer. She often posts, you know, her progress, and we're all proud of her. And then this hits, and it's so hard. Hey, what's up, Poodle Juice?
Hey, what's up?
It's so hard. It's so hard to not wake up terrified and say, well, how much should I eat? Did I eat enough? Did I not eat enough? And I was talking to my buddy BK from the Rockies, and he talked about using calorie counting apps, which is a great thing. For example, for me, I use MyFitnessPal, calculate how many calories I'm taking in during the course of a day. But what good are our calorie counters right now if we're calculating calories, but we're stationary? Like, This is a great tool, right? MyFitnessPal. But it's calculating calories according to the exercise I get, all the other things. So I can go back in and recalculate it. But I don't know if there's a single calorie or exercise app in the world that's designed to help somebody who's sitting on their couch.
You know, everybody is not on their couch. You know, today is day 3 of the lockout for me. So I have a personal trainer, and he and I haven't seen him since, you know, last week. And man, it's painful. It's painful because, I mean, you're so used to being in a routine. And my particular trainer, he tells me I'm one of his best clients because I have never canceled a session. So, you know, I go in there, never cancel session. And here in South Africa, you can get, the trainers will come to you. They come to your house. They come to your gym, wherever you live. So I have no excuse. He comes to me 3 times a week. But I've been doing a little routine here. A friend of mine on Facebook has put together this little routine. So I've been doing that every day of this lockdown. So it's simple until I can, you know, get back. I don't want to lose my strength. So it's very simple. It's just 50 push-ups, 50 squats, 50 crunches 4 times a day, plus some cardio built in there. So that's what I've been doing since Friday. And yeah, I got to do something.
That sounds pretty legit to me.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I got my heart broken the other day. The building manager here, I sent the building manager where I live a message because I got a clever idea from a friend of mine. Now, just to give you context, I'm going to show you. Everybody knows that, you know, I like to call this my side chick because Monday through Friday, I like to do traditional weightlifting. And then on Saturday and Sunday, especially if I can get people down to the park with me, I bring out the kettlebell and go through the, you know, ruthless routine.
Yeah.
But anybody who understands kettlebells understands it's a great tool, right? And you can, hold on, let me actually show somebody some of the things that, like variation on tricep exercise. Tricep combination shoulder press. I like kettlebells because you can get in a lot of different things with the same exercise. then, you know, you have one of the two fundamentals, the kettlebell swing. I don't know if I have a picture of me doing Turkish get-ups, but say that again.
Yeah, man, them get-ups, boy, they ain't no joke.
Those Turkish get-ups they'll change you.
Oh yeah, they're where you
okay.
are.
But see, take that exercise or this exercise, kettlebell swing.
Yeah.
Now, you see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
How am I going to do that in the apartment?
Oh, no.
Good morning, Mika. How am I supposed to do that at home?
No. You might be able to do some presses, but you're not doing it. You're not doing
that swing. I don't trust myself to do Turkish get-ups.
Dang.
In the house. Not when you throwing that giant monster around. And hey, those Turkish get-ups is no joke. Kunu Juice understands. It is no joke. But here's the problem. You know, I had a situation with one of my buddies, and he said, listen, I have an idea, because he talked to his apartment building, and he said on the roof, it's flat, and they let him go up there as long as he doesn't touch anything. He can go up there every morning and get an hour in outside under the sun alone, just on the roof. And I thought, wow, that's a great idea. So I sent my building manager a message. I said, hey, my friend said they let him exercise on the roof of his apartment complex. Could I get an hour upstairs? I won't touch anything. I'm not going to break anything. Where I can just get, you know, a few square feet to do some exercise. And I sent a picture of the exercises. Let me show you the message I got back.
Eta porra.
See, that's my roof on my building. It's clearly not meant. It's not a big flat paved piece. It's just those giant shingles where you can't actually do anything.
Yeah, I know he said no.
Heart got broken.
I feel your pain. It is rough not being able to have the space. And even here in my apartment here, I have my apartment here in South Africa. It's tiny, but I have no room to even move stuff around to do anything. Some people sent me some cardio workouts, and I was looking at it and say, I'll break all the shit up in here because there's nowhere to move like you really want to, you know? So you just do the best that you can during this time and watch your intake. I know you were talking about the calorie intake. I'm not counting right now. I'm living right now. I'm just trying to live. So live and just exercise. That's what I'm doing.
How long you been in South Africa?
I moved here last year, but haven't been here that long.
Yeah, I was supposed to be headed back to Brazil early March, but then when Trump got on and said it was a national emergency, I was like, let me wait a second.
Where in Brazil?
Well,
Salvador.
Here's the thing, though. You're safer here than there.
Huh?
You're safer here in Brazil than you are there.
Yeah.
You found that out quick, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm not even. We can have a political debate any day of the week, but here's what I always told people: the difference between the way Brazil's health is going to go and the way American health is going to go is like this. I'm not here to tell anybody that Brazilians are magic people who don't get sick or whatever, you know, nonsense that is. But here's the difference. In Brazil, when you have healthcare system, like most of the rest of the world, people went to the doctor before they got sick. They went to the doctor a lot of times when they had a symptom of something. Because in America, you've got to worry about that copay. You've got to worry about a whole lot of stuff. But when you have healthcare paid for by your tax dollars, as it should be in any semi-civilized country in the world, they don't worry about that. They just go to the doctor. Think about that for a second. How many people in this country just got up and said, I don't feel right, I'm going to go to the doctor? Most of them found out it was not a big deal, but those who did find out it was something got to find out early. Look at that. I did Coronavirus Brazil. We talked about it. I talked about it with Suzette. So y'all can go back and watch that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, how do we deal with that? How do we deal with knowing, you know, that in most instances you're safer there than here, where you are, as opposed to just kind of where you wanted to be?
Yeah, our healthcare sucks, man. I saw somebody talking about it's gonna cost them like $100,000 a day while they go on coronavirus or something like that, while they're sick in the ICU.
Right.
And they're doing GoFundMe's and everything. I'm like, man, it's gonna be really expensive for a lot of people to get this virus.
That's the other thing. Do you really see a situation, and we're getting a little off topic, but do you see a situation where the people that racked up all these hospital bills from testing to treatment are going to be suddenly let off the hook by the medical industry? I don't.
No, 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 they're not, man. They're gonna say, hey, look, you're gonna deal with it. It's gonna be $500,000. Oh well. You know. Unfortunately.
I'm leaving a message for Hoodoo Juice. He said he works out the sandbag. I'm asking him to link me to where we can watch some sandbag workouts.
I was going to ask him to do the same. I would like to see that.
We got a specific question. A specific question for you, Brother Stephen, when you sit back down. Why are you putting on a jacket? Oh, is it cold there?
Yeah, man. It's a little chilly still.
Oh, yeah, look at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you use that question?
How do I feel about plyometrics?
I don't know what plyometrics are.
Well, so plyometrics are like, pull-ups, push-ups, bodyweight squats, ring pull-ups, handstand pull-ups, all that stuff. I think that you need to take it, if you're going to do plyometrics, you need to take it as serious as you take going to the gym and focusing on your form, because plyometrics for the most part are going to be compound movements. So compound movement is a movement that involves more than just one limb. It involves a hinge of the hip, or it involves small and large. Pay attention, because you can still get yourself hurt doing plyometric movements. I'll watch some YouTube videos, and I would just take it slow in the beginning. But plyometrics, I mean, you can still get some results doing it. I'm a big fan of pull-ups. I'm probably better than most people at pull-ups. So I'm with you on some plyometrics, but that's how I feel about it. And you also want to. You say what now?
I hope that answers his question.
Oh yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Uncle Dudunius, we had a couple of great conversations because he's on that path of iron. And one of the things we ended up talking about is he was using an oldie but goodie. Come on, everybody. Strong List 5x5 is responsible for putting a whole lot of muscle on a whole lot of people.
Yeah, it definitely put something on me. It definitely put something on me, man. Them good 5x5. This is a workout I really like. That I have a lot of my clients do when they're first starting to build strength. We do full body workouts 4 times a week, 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 2 days off, and they go in heavy as possible, full body, 1 set.
Well, I use the Golden 6. The Golden 6 is a set of full body workout that was made famous but not invented. Of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger is very famous for a lot of things, but one of the things he said that helped him, that he suggests to people all the time, is a full body workout, Strong List 5x5, barbell squat 4 sets of 10, wide grip barbell bench press 3 sets of 10, chin-ups. Or if you can't do chin-ups, I also suggest pull downs, behind the neck overhead press 4x10, barbell curls 3x10, bent knee sit-ups 3 to 4 sets to failure. Or instead of bent knee sit-ups, I like to substitute different exercises in there. I like to substitute in my tricep extensions and do 4 sets of 10. But anybody who understands how exercise works will look at that and they will see this is designed to get you in the house. I mean, that's a brutal regime to do every other day. That's going to be a lot of weight, and it's going to get you where you need to go.
Oh yeah.
Can you send me that?
Yeah, definitely.
Because this is some of the stuff my trainer, we already do most of this stuff, but this is good info. I can say, hey, what
And I want to say this. Make sure you show it to your trainer as well, because you want to be in a situation where you two are working together. I say if you hired a trainer, you know, he should be writing your programs for you.
He does.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But we like to talk about stuff too.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. As a matter of fact, let's see. I think I have an article. I did on it a while back. I'll send you. Let's see. I'll post here. I did an article about it where I actually put up what I do, how I do it, what I change. I did an article called "A Player's Needs." Let's see. There. And all a player needs to win the game is his health and his freedom. Ice-T said that's something the old players used to tell him, and I always talk about that health part is important. And I'm going to skip through all this, but this is the basic, and these are the way I changed it. Like instead of dumbbell, I was doing dumbbell bench presses for a while instead of flat bench. But these are all the things that I was doing, and I'm going to send you this as well. And that's where the Golden Six comes in. And I'm going to send that to you.
I like
Oh,
it.
thank you.
I'll post it here in the comments as well.
Yeah, I think this time right now, it's gonna be, we're gonna come out of this different. The world will, I think. I don't know how we're gonna be different, but I know things will be different, whether it's physical fitness. I think some people who weren't working out are gonna be like, I ain't got nothing to do at the house, I might as well start working out, you know, and that'll help them. I think some people might fall off the horse that's in the gym now, or were in the gym. I think someone will fall off the horse and won't come back.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem, though. It's not
working out.
Yes. Yes.
I pay too much money. If I pay money to go to the gym, I'm going. Especially when you're paying a trainer, I'm showing up.
Yeah.
You got too much of my money. I need to be there.
A portable pull bar over the door frame is good. Be careful with those. Get one that's very well rated. I know a lot of people that bought one and it broke and it hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of the time we watch advertising for that, and they're doing it with a guy that weighs 130 pounds, which is great for him. But I'm literally twice that size almost.
Yeah.
So I don't trust something that's not hard bolted in. But yeah, it's awkward because for me, you know, and listen, you know this, I'm not afraid of exercise, but not being able to just do it at least outside, because I don't even know. My first thought was, listen, I exercise alone anyway. I'm gonna put my hoodie on. I'm just gonna walk down to the park by myself and exercise. But I don't even know if that's safe.
Look, man, I went to the park to do pull-ups 3 days ago. The cops came to me and was like, hey, the park's closed. I was like by myself, like nobody near me, you know? And they're like, no, you can't be here. It was like the middle of the day. Like, okay.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? And here's the thing, I don't even have to touch anything. You know, I can just take this, go stand outside and at the park where I normally go, but how do I even?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm really, and this is me talking about it openly, because I never, you know, a man's ego is his only enemy, and I don't want my ego to get in the way. I actually picked up some hooks, right? Some wrist wrap hooks.
Oh, okay.
You don't know how these work. Put it on here. And it saves your grip. For example, oh, hold on, all right, Steven, you're in charge. Hold on a second.
All right, we got it. I think he's getting a buzz in, Kena.
Or somebody knocked on the door.
Yeah, so when did you start working out?
Hmm?
When did you start working out in South Africa?
I just started in January. I had been off the wagon for like a year.
Yeah.
And founder trainer online. I talked to several trainers, and for some reason, this particular one that I picked, I thought he was a really good guy. I liked what he said, his words, whatever. So I decided to go with him. And so far, it's been a good decision. I posted on my Facebook page, what do you guys think about these? I picked 3 different trainers. One guy, I guess he used to be on some type of Olympic team or something like that. And then 2 other guys. And then I picked the one, oddly, I picked the one that lived the closest to me.
Yeah.
And he was the most expensive. But so far, I think I made the right choice. He's very kind, but he's kind to the point where he's like, pushing you to do more than what you think you can actually do. So.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's the kind of trainer you want. I mean, I think for all y'all that are looking to get a trainer, it's not just about what they know; it's how they talk to you, and how they feel. It's a person, because the trainer is not the most important part of personal trainer. It's personal. So like, if you don't like them, if you don't get along with them, they don't have a nice attitude, or you just like, hey, I don't mesh with that personality, don't work with them. It doesn't matter if they're expensive or if they're cheap, or if they know a lot, they have a lot of clients. If you don't fit with them, don't train with them, because that's gonna be the person that you're gonna be talking to a lot more than you think.
Well, what I was gonna show you before. Oh, by the way, side note, it was my next door neighbor, who's a DJ. He knocked on the door. He said, "What? Do you have a hair dryer?" You know how you just knock on doors, excuse me, do you have some sugar? But my second question for him was this: where are you going right now? Are you going to some kind of a party? Really? You going someplace outside of your own house? You need to look good? Stay the fuck home. Now, of course, being a man, I minded my own fucking business. But my thought was, where are you? Like, I understand you have to keep yourself up physically. You still have to bathe twice a day. You still have to shave. One of my clients caught me the day after the quarantine. One of my clients looked at me and she said, "Are you a few days past shaving?" And it occurred to me, because I hadn't, like, my routine was to go to the barber, not have to do it myself. My routine was every 3 or 4 days, go get everything lined up. And she made me realize, I was like, whoa, I don't want to be that person who lets herself get all scraggly,
Yeah.
But I'm going to show you guys with the hooks on why it works. It takes the pressure off your fingers, changes the pressure to your wrist as you pick up things.
Oh, wow.
Now, why do I say that? I was considering before all this getting an extra week, the next up weight class of kettlebell. I know right now, as I'm looking at that, picking it up, I know that if this continues more than a couple of weeks, I am going to have to start back again, cutting my workouts probably in half. Like, I understand that I am not as strong as I was 2 weeks ago. Who was that famous pianist? Then he said, if I don't practice for 1 week, I hear the difference. But if I don't practice the piano for 2 weeks, you hear the difference. You would be amazed how cruel nature is. How nature will say, "Oh, I'm sorry, you seem to have missed a week. Why don't we just go ahead and make you pull that muscle?"
Yeah, man.
Because go ahead.
I would say I completely agree with you.
That's the step-up chart for kettlebells. And if anybody wants the book on kettlebell, let me know and I'll send it to you. Because I started by reading probably the least fun book on basics. There's no kettlebell throwing. There's no fancy behind the back. This guy, by Pavel Tatsulin, did Enter the Kettlebell, and it's a short book, lots of pictures, and it gets the job done. Gets the job done. But yeah, I'm coming to grips with changing my workouts, having to probably cut them in half, reduce the number of sets, until I can build myself back up again, because what am I going to do? You don't get a choice. And my ego can't be a role in it. Like, I'm going to go to I have a workout journal that I keep that I've been writing, and I've had those journals forever. That's something I really appreciate, that I can go back and see what I was doing last year this time, I'm probably gonna buy a new journal because I don't want to look at my old one. No, I'm serious. I'm gonna buy a new one and just be like, you know what? I just happen to be at the first day of gym again. I just know what exercises I need to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you'll be that far behind just based off of, so anybody that's watching this, guys, I want y'all to understand a concept. It's called homeostasis. So homeostasis is your friend and your enemy. So if you're a person that has been out of shape for a year or more, anything over 9 months, you've been out of shape and you get back in shape for 3 months, when you stop, your body's going to say, this is not where we're used to being at. We want to be like this. So every 9 months, your body basically resets itself with homeostasis. So like for YusefWateef, he's normally a strong guy. So even though he's going to feel a little bit weaker after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, homeostasis is going to allow him to gain his strength back fairly quickly. Now, if you're somebody that's not YusefWateef or not me, you're going back to where you used to be, and it's going to happen quick. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so when you're training, you need to train and get your body to homeostasis in 9 months. So like, Kina, for you, you need to focus on training for the next 9 months so your body can reset itself. If you don't do this, you're going back to where you used to be. Okay, and that's not where you want to be at, right? And so like for me, I'm a much smaller guy than I am. I'm not big now, but I'm used to being very slim. Whenever I stop training right now, I'll lose 5 pounds in like 10 days. You know, so I'm constantly fighting my natural homeostasis. But when I get back in the gym, I can get my strength back fairly quickly. And YusefWateef, I'm sure you're pretty familiar with this, right?
Yeah, man. See, here's the thing. I'm the opposite. I was a fat kid. And for me, it's easy for me to just pack on pounds of muscle. But if I'm not on top of my game,
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'm gonna. And here's the thing: that's nightmare fuel for me.
Yeah,
because I'm the worst kind of guy that gets in shape. I'm the dude that used to be a fat kid.
Mm-hmm.
I am so like I'm not going back. I'm not going back.
And let's talk about that real quick too. So I want y'all to understand something else. It's a concept. So fat in your body, if it's not physically removed by liposuction, it's always there. Your fat cells.
Are you trying to make me feel bad?
I ain't trying to make you feel bad. I want people to understand watching this. So your fat cells get smaller. So let's say you go from being, hundreds of pounds overweight to being in an ideal shape. All the fat cells you've ever had in your body are still there. And so if you start slacking, those fat cells are going to expand again, unless you take them out your body physically. So it's easy for you to go back if you gain fat cells. So you got to stay on top of it. Okay, you can never let up. All right, and obviously, if you've been doing this for a few years, it's going to be harder. But if you're at that 3-month mark, 6-month mark, you got to keep pushing to get to the 9-month mark, and then keep going, so you can achieve homeostasis.
Yeah, it's yeah, I understand what you're saying, but you got to be on top of it
all the time. Even now.
What are you doing at home now?
For me?
Who, me?
No, what are you doing? Are you doing any exercise? What are you doing now?
Well, right now, what I've just been doing is some basic push-ups, basic sit-ups, staying on top of the game, watching my water content, because I try to drink 4 liters, or that is a gallon of water a day, but it's easy to not do that when you're not moving around as much. It's easy for me to, how would I put it? It's easy to not eat as much as you should. And it's also easy to, your phone is going off all the time because every food place is basically giving away bad food. They're like, we just have to keep some money coming in. 2 for 1, 3 for 1. You want 2 pizzas? How about 3 pizzas and a Coke? And like, no. To the point where I have to delete apps, I try to watch motivation. Like, here's somebody you guys should watch. Do you know, in Brazil, the trainer that's probably the most popular and successful trainer in Brazil?
Ooh.
is a woman named Carol Vaz.
Okay. Carol, yeah, Carol, she bad.
We talked about her before.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. If a man who was a trainer did half as much to make a woman cry as she does in the videos that people are proud to post, you'd be in jail for abuse.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and women are just lining up, paying her massive amounts of money to train them. And she gets results. Her girls, Carol's girls, they go out there and win these competitions. And she, like, you can go, I don't know how YouTube is with showing videos of people, but I'll show you here. When Carol, like, see this? This is normal. These are 3 different women. This is normal.
Man, her
She will get in there. She will get in there and make these girls get that last set in. I've watched girls get up screaming and crying. And it's, hey, she does things that are cruel and inhuman, and they just line up. And she always gives them a pat on the head and hugs them afterward and says, "Good girl." And they say, "Thank you." You know, like this one, that no pain, no gain. And when she's talking to them and they're screaming, I can't. And I mean, I've watched girls get up and collapse and she's got to catch them. And she gives them, and I'm like, geez, I thought I was hardcore.
No, Carol's super hardcore.
Yeah, yeah. Vivi Winkler is, and I'm not a bodybuilder. I've never wanted to be a bodybuilder. Listen, I was never that pretty, so it didn't bother me. I just enjoy having muscles. But the stuff that she does, and she does it in a good way, but man, I mean, she's the only person that's probably up there with let's see, CT Fletcher.
Oh, CT, he a dog, man. CT is a dog.
And here's the thing, he's a man that survived two heart attacks, I believe, came back from him. He's one of those guys, interestingly enough, he talked about how he never expected to live that long because his family has some kind of a genetic heart defect. They told him years ago he can't lift weights anymore, he's going to die. And he told them, that's fine. How do you want to die?
Yeah.
And now he's on his second heart, and that's him now. And he always talks about how, you know, if he died lifting weights, he was fine with that. But the motivational stuff he puts out, man, you got to watch one video called "I Command You to Grow." It is amazing. But this dude, when you listen to him, he gets it in hard.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of CT. I was watching him years ago, like 6 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I download the MP3s from YouTube and play them in my headphones sometimes.
Oh yeah, he had an app. He was doing that on years ago. I don't know if he still has the app with the MP3s.
I don't know if
like in 15, 16.
But that's what I'm doing at home. I'm doing just basic push-ups and sit-ups, trying to vary the push-ups, like, you know, do diamonds, wide grips. Sit-ups, you know, I'm not the greatest at, but at the same time, I still do them.
Yeah. I've been training capoeira this whole time. So like thankfully capoeira you can do it by yourself and I can train. So like I've been able to train. I've been working on this deal. I've been working on doing a no-hand cartwheel right now. So it's
really?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get my acrobatics down while I wait.
Now, where do you do this? You can't be doing this outside.
So I'm in Nashville now. In Atlanta, everything was cool. So like they didn't close the parks down. So I was out in the parks. Nobody was out there. But here the parks are all closed and the police are a lot more vigilant. So
encouraging,
yeah, very encouraging, right? Yeah. So like now I'm like having to do stuff in the driveway.
So watch this. I'm putting something in the comments for people to watch later after they get done talking to me. The "I Command You to Grow."
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a classic one. And I'm also going to put a Carol video in there.
Yeah, from Mika, because Mika said, you know, she had bought a kettlebell 2 months ago and she didn't know what to do.
Let's see.
He wrote that a few minutes ago, maybe 5-10 minutes ago.
Okay, here, because like I said, I don't know if I can play them here, so I'm just gonna do is put them on. So let's see. There we go. Like she had this one girl doing wall squats. You know how you sit back against the wall, go to 90 degrees?
Yeah.
The girl was already about to be in tears, and she just sat on her. And the woman just starts crying and breaking down against the wall, hits the ground in a bundle of tears, and she's just remorseless.
Damn.
Remorseless.
Yeah, leave, Carol. I don't want to train with you, Carol. I'm good. You ain't got to cry.
And that's something to hey, what's up, BMT? Thanks for showing up. You know, that's the thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When you can scare two grown ass men who fight.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll pass, man. I've had some really serious leg workouts, and they hurt. I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the point where my legs hurt so much I cry. I'm good. Thanks. I got nice. Yeah. I don't need nothing nicer than this.
Well, but you know,
like one of my old trainers.
Yeah. One of my buddies is a amateur bodybuilder, and one of the things he said that you have to really be careful about. Your trainer can't be your friend. It's kind of like your lawyer or your doctor. They can't be your friend.
Oh no.
You know, they've got to be somebody with the credibility, the formal education, and the experience to say there is a gap between what you're doing and what you're capable of. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I mean, I remember going into matches, and my coach, who I got my blue belt from, shout out to Mark Lehman, in the former Cobra Kai Jiu-Jitsu in Las Vegas, which is a casualty, unfortunately, of the coronavirus. You know, when you're running places like that depend on memberships, and in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's not like regular weightlifting gyms. People actually come. Remember, a weightlifting gym makes money by signing up 10,000 people knowing that less than 10% are going to come. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu academies are the opposite. People pay and they come, so it's always full. And, you know, I just remember getting caught in these ruthless situations, and my arm is about to get stretched out for an arm bar, and I'm about to get my arm broken if I don't tap. And I remember he just sat cross-legged down across from me. This dude is wearing me out in the training session. He says, "You should just quit now. I know you want to quit. You can't get out of this. Why don't you just quit? It's easy to just tap." I'm like,
it sounds like the trainer I used to have in California. I've had a few trainers, but when I was smaller, probably the best trainer I had was a guy in California. He was an ex-Marine or something like that. The dude was tough. I mean, tough, but he was good. And, you know, I had him for a couple of years until he ended up moving away. And that's another thing too, man. If your trainer moves, and my life just went downhill after that, because I could not, I had no motivation to do what I did, because he was so like, he would be like on your ass, you know, like really, really tough. And, you know, he was a social media friend of mine, and he would be like, you know, let me say this in a friendly way. He'd be like, "Bitch, where are you? What you eating? Show me your pictures. Show me right now." And I'd be like, "No," you know, something like that. And he was really, really good. His name was Earl. He was, I think, like half Filipino, half Black, and he was just like a beast. And I think his former military training, he would have you in there. That was probably, I would have to say, that was probably the best shape I was in my entire life. I was much, 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 much smaller back then. I had a flat stomach back then. I was like 100 pounds less back then. He was just a really, 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 really good trainer, and probably the best trainer I've ever had, because, you know, he cared, but he would still kick your ass in the process, and still, you know, make you suck it up, and you still kept paying the man every week. So it was good. It was really, really good.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, when you have one of those coaches, like I remember one night I didn't come in, and Mark, completely what would seem out of character for him, but he knows the difference between the men who want it and the ones who don't. I got a call. He said, "You okay, buddy?" Yeah. I'm here. So I just know we're about to start warm up, and you know, I didn't see you. I just, you know, Want to make sure you're all right. I will be there tomorrow, and I will do double classes because this is very awkward, and I don't have a good excuse right now. You know. And it was one of those days. Why was I not in the gym? The difference is it was just nonsense. There was no reason at all that I shouldn't have been. None. Whatever it was, just some outright fuckery, just being lazy. I'm just gonna take this day off. And he just called me. He didn't yell. He just said, "Hey, you all right? You all right? You all right?"
Oh yeah.
And that tone of voice, you know, that tone of voice that somebody uses, one of your coaches or a teacher. You all right? Yes. Okay. I was just just checking on you. That's all. But man, when you get to that point, when you get to that place where, oh, by the way, hold on. Shout out to my buddy BMT, who I can count on to have opinions and stand by his opinions, whether or not they're popular, and give you his reasoning. You don't have to agree with him, but he's there for the discussion. He will let you question him and then question you. And I've never seen him get out of character. I've never seen him call somebody anything other than a human being. And that's what frustrates a lot of people. He may have an unpopular opinion, but he's willing to look you in the eye and talk about it. Definitely subscribe to his channel.
I'm down, man. I haven't been expressing my opinions as much online as usual. I'm just tired of arguing with people. So
well, there's a difference between arguing and discussing, though.
I'll be arguing. I don't like discussing. I'll be arguing with people because you're not changing my mind. So this is an argument. You know.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that we don't do that.
Yeah, so I'll just be cool. I'll be having to be cool. I used to argue all the time on Twitter. But, you know, I'm just like,
okay.
What?
Nope. Self. Don't have that kind of discussion with you.
About to bug out because I've got another conference.
Okay.
Well, listen. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. You know what? I'm going to show you something as you leave.
See you
one
guys
of the things.
Again.
Okay. One of the things that I always say is, you know, when you have something to compare yourself to, it's always awkward.
Just send it to me. I'm going to another conference here in 5 minutes.
Oh, no problem. I understand. You know, I'll actually share it with the team. When you do things and you look a certain way and you get used to it, you know, like that. Oh, yeah. That picture wasn't that long ago. Wasn't that long ago. Look at that arm. The veins coming through.
Dude, my shirts have gotten loose, man. I'm so ashamed of myself. Like my shirt sleeves are loose. I'm just like,
and look now. That's just a couple weeks of not. Look, you can actually see the wow. I feel, you know what? I wonder if this is what girls go through every day.
Yes, it's got to be. It's got to be. Okay, because this is ridiculous, man. Like, I ain't got sad all over again. I got to train now. I got to do something to train. As soon as I'm going to eat, and I'm going to have to just, no. This ain't going to work. This ain't going to work long term, man. I was looking at my arms. I'm like, dude, what's going on? I used to fill out this jacket like all the way.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And so what do? We got to count our calories. We understand that. But even and see, here's the thing. The psychological impact of being stuck in the house.
Oh, it sucks.
The reason I eat well is because I can take out my frustrations on the exercise equipment.
Right.
I can say I would have enjoyed that second or third slice of pizza, but I couldn't have that because I don't want to be a fat kid anymore.
Yeah.
Let me go in here and put in this one last push on the squat rack because I'm just mad. There was an interview I listened to with a man who was ex-military, and he got out of the military. He suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder. He started treating his family horribly. His wife forced him out of the house. He ended up sleeping in his own garage. He weighed about 300 pounds. And he realized that with mental anguish and frustration, he had to figure something out. He said he'll never forget the first day he walked around the block. Then he got in good shape. It's almost like what's his name? The guy who went out to be a Navy SEAL.
David Goggins, amazing guy.
And he said his routine for eating, because he goes places with his friends and they always say, well, can we go there? Can you go there? Because I know you're strict about your eating. And he explains to them, no, I'm not. They said, but look at you and how good condition you're in. He said, I eat everything I want, but not as much as I want to.
Mm.
That was brilliant. He said, if I want to go out and eat a double cheese pizza, I will. I want to eat 4 slices, I'll have 1.5 and stop. If I want a piece of pie, I'll get 2 scoops of the pie, tell the waitress I'm done. It was a great pie, thank you. I'm still gonna leave you a tip.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a level, because for me, it's just easier to say, I'm not a sweets person, but it's just easier to say, no, I'm just not gonna eat that. I don't know how I would deal with, I understand feijoada. You understand feijoada, right?
Yeah, man. I love feijoada.
Who doesn't love feijoada?
That was amazing.
Tell them what feijoada is. Just give them a breakdown.
So, first of all, I'm from the South, so I already eat a lot of great food as is. But feijoada is black beans, and it has like whatever seasoning in it that it's a feijoada seasoning. I don't know what it is, but it's feijoada seasoning. And then it has all these end parts of pork and beef, and it's got sausage in it, and it's like pig ears in there, pig, like random parts of random cuts of pork. You never know what's in it, right? And it's all this like fat and awesome beef, and then sausage in there, and it's super heavy. You eat feijoada, you are going to sleep.
It'll put you down. It's like getting hit on the jaw.
Yeah, man.
You eat a plate of feijoada, and it's game over.
That's it. That's it, man. So, some feijoada, some farofa, and some rice. That's it. You're waking up in 2 hours. And it's amazing. It's a heavy meal, but I really, really like it.
It tastes so good. That's the part that people don't understand.
Oh, yeah.
It tastes so good.
Amazing. It's like bean gumbo with pork in it.
Yeah.
That's the best way to explain it. If you like gumbo, feijoada with sausage and beef and just these big cuts of pork.
I mean, it has everything you could possibly imagine over a bowl of rice. Now, here's the thing. I like feijoada. I allow myself 1 feijoada meal every 2 weeks. And I don't get the big one. Wow. I always get a small one. You can get the regular, super large, or super small. And I always go and I say, give me a mini. Feijoada mini. Do I want more? Yeah. And then I always feel like, I feel guilty afterwards because, even though it's on the regimen, it's like, curo juice.
Eu quero. Eu preciso. Curo juice. Fala português. Por favor.
Let's see.
What?
Francielli says, I do not like feijoada, but he's a big fan of beans anyway, so it makes sense.
Block.
Hey, how you doing, BMT?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Life is good.
Are
you driving?
Yeah, no. I'm just pulling over, but actually, I'm at one of our new depots. This has been pretty good, and so I've just been, I'm just pulling over and just setting up shop. But yeah, hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much, man. It's a pretty day.
But yeah, it's just one of those, we gotta wait a minute. What are you doing outside?
I'm in the South. We don't have those issues like y'all do in other areas.
What do you mean y'all don't have these issues? Suddenly you're magically inoculated?
Well, I mean, when you're independent and you kind of live out in certain remote areas, society's a lot different.
Oh, yeah.
So you're saying you're not around people. You're out in the middle by yourself.
Well, not really. I mean, we live in isolated towns. You got to think, in isolated towns, things and how things happen or like infections is kind of harder to hit. Like the closest town to us is at least about a good 25 to 30 miles away. So in isolated towns, you're kind of your own self entity.
You don't even worry about no coronavirus.
Just saying, like, I mean, different world. As I said, they even talked about the Surgeon General. Some people are already like incapacitated groups. That's why I be laughing at people when they be like, hey, everybody's gonna get. I'm like, I kind of live out in the middle of like my own little place. So that means like chopping wood and different other stuff or things like that. That's why I kind of, when I went into retirement for the military, I went back to the country. It's your own isolation.
Amen to that.
So it's kind of like your own isolation of peace, and stuff like that.
You chop wood?
Huh?
You chop wood?
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, I've read about that exercise a lot, and they said that that's one of those farmer exercises. That's the reason they can stay in such good upper body conditioning.
Do you if you can't chop wood, what you can do is if you can get a hold of a sledgehammer and you can get a hold of a tire, like a good tire, literally, you can use that. Just make sure you have some good gloves so that way you don't hurt your hands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're just starting out, and literally bang that tire, start out with 2 hands and do that. And I would say you would want to say, let's go 5 minutes. Wait 30 seconds, then go 4 minutes. Wait another 30 seconds. You see what I'm saying? You pyramid down, and you have to continuously keep beating that tire. And then after that, if you're more advanced, for guys like Yusef, I would probably make him, okay, take your right hand and let's go for 3 minutes with that tire, and then go to your left hand and then go for another 3 minutes. I promise you will get yourself a nice, good workout.
Buddy. I've flipped tires before. I've never, I've done the tire flipping and raced up and down flipping tires, but I've never done the actual sledgehammer workout. But yeah, that makes sense. You know, one of my friends, he told me something interesting because he started doing that during his boxing training. He said, here's what you don't realize. Everybody sees it as swinging the hammer down, but he also said you have to control it up so when you hit, you're not allowed to bounce off rubber. You hit and you have to stop it and then bring it up on your own. So now you're going with a downward stroke and stopping, forcing all that and bringing it back. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. Yep. And
that's how.
If I see you using the tire to bounce it right back up, I would make you reset. Because then I'm saying you're cheating.
Oh yeah, that's cheating, definitely.
Wow. But that's not something we can do at home. It would be nice. It would be nice. Could you imagine having a sledgehammer in your living room? Although right now, I know a lot of people that are buying stuff on Amazon and trying to set up mini gyms in their living room, and I wonder how many couches, sofas, and refrigerators are going to get blasted to pieces because when that inspiration sets in.
I would be slow to buy stuff for a home gym if I knew that I wanted to work out in a real gym. Personally speaking,
yeah,
you know, I'll deal with, you know, not training as much right now or just doing body weight stuff before I go buy a Bowflex or something like that. I'll buy bands. So guys, I'm gonna tell y'all this. For you people that are new to the gym or you're not as advanced as BMT or Wateef, guys, resistance bands are your friends. That's gonna be the way you're gonna be able to train without getting hurt. Okay, that's probably the least amount of injury exposure you're gonna have is training with bands. Obviously, guys, you gotta warm up properly. I know you might have did football back in high school or college or something like that. But that was 20 years ago, right? So like, warm up well. Resistance bands at any weight are gonna help you. If you want to increase the weight, just you can either shorten them, right, fold them up, or you can just go slower, right? And it goes for your push-ups, your squats, anything, guys. You want to make any of these body weight movements harder, either do them explosively or do them very, very slowly. And they go for you too, Wateef. You're throwing push-ups down.
Let's see. Here are some resistance bands, and I know different colors represent different abs and booty.
But yeah, resistance bands, man, like they are amazing. And they can help you out a ton.
Look at that. Back, front, back and shoulder, back of arm, front of arm, abs.
Also, don't leave your wrist bands out. And that's how you get them. That's how they break on your face. Okay.
Wait, say that again?
I said, don't leave your resistance bands out in the sun because that's how you get hit in the face when they pop.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They're plastic, and if you leave them out,
yeah,
they get brittle.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta pay attention.
I watched a woman on a Instagram video doing some fundamental band workouts, and when she pulled it up, you see this dude right here?
Oh, yeah.
And it missed her eye. It hit her hat. But if it had been just a little bit lower,
yeah, that would have been it. Should have been in a lot of pain.
Or lost an eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
My goodness. There we go.
BMT
yeah.
suggestions for people.
Go ahead. Hold on.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
you. A little choppy there.
So, okay, so one of the things about it, I think, is a lot of people, they go out and spend a lot of money on things. And I always ask them, did you start at the basic level? For all of us who's ever been in the gym, you know, the basic level, entry level is first off, what's your goal? What are you setting out to do? What is your weight? And can you do a push-up? I feel like that's the first. But I'm like, if you could do it for free, why not? So, I always try to tell people, because there's a lot of people that are going to be cooped up inside and going to be getting fat and lazy and all kind of stuff. But I'm like, if you can't mentally tell yourself to get up in the morning and bust out 20 push-ups, tell yourself to put your toes under your bed if you can, or, you know, do some squats and some sit-ups, then you don't need to be buying equipment yet. Because that, to me, that's going up the tier level. Like, to us, we don't mind buying equipment because we have other things or other stuff that we want to actually start to work on. Because equipment, that's when you're actually starting to more so finely tune certain stuff. But core workouts, like doing push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, those are things you can do within a confined box space. And I talked to a former inmate, and he said whenever he was in his cell, he used to do pyramid push-ups with his legs elevated. Those are things you can literally put your legs on a table, on a chair, and do elevated push-ups.
This is mine right here. I love this one. When you grab the kettlebell and it works those triceps.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And that's the thing about it. Like, I would watch as people would go in the gym and they wouldn't even do the rudimentary startup stuff. You know, stretch. Try to do some push-ups, some sit-ups, different stuff. They'll just try to jump on machines, but they don't actually start to work the basic core of fundamentals for workout. So I'm like, you're wasting my time.
Oh, yeah.
And because that's one of the first things that I would always tell people, like, you do your push-ups, your sit-ups. I didn't want to do that, but I'm like, how do you go to level 3 if you can't even start at the basic ground level? Like, those are the simple things. Like in the military, we had the physical fitness test, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, and run time. If you can't fundamentally do those, and those are some of the Bible Belt things of working out for all of us who train, then literally you're not going to holistically get there. I've never seen a martial artist never run. That is literally impossible. I don't even know how the hell you're a martial artist and you never run. Like
I hate these.
and I hate running. What'd you say, Yusef?
I hate these where you have to do the sit up and you twist.
Oh yeah.
I genuinely hate those with all my life.
Hey guys, I gotta get out of here.
Hang on.
Okay. Well, listen, Brother Stephen, I'm gonna make sure I pop your channel up again so everybody understands that they need to go follow you.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it, guys.
And listen, you're welcome anytime. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Oh yeah. BMTA, nice meeting you, man.
See you, brother.
And all right.
Let me back out. Yusef, come right back in. My audio's messing up. Let me back out.
Cool. Everybody go follow Stephen's story.
Hey guys, I appreciate y'all. Hey y'all, look, that's my granddad in that black shirt, okay? And he's still super legit. Look, go down one. You see me in the gray shirt in the middle? That's my granddad.
No, that's not him.
That's not him. Go back one. You see right there? Yeah, that's my granddad right there.
Wow.
Still super legit, man. So like, we don't have to. We can age. We don't got to get old.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, you gotta prepare to be old too.
Huh?
Prepare to be old. Get your body ready now.
Right. Stay consistent now, guys. Like, hey, we're in a quarantine, but that doesn't mean that we don't have to. It doesn't mean we have to be lazy. It doesn't mean we just have to sit on our butts and watch TV, guys. Like, I'm going to train capoeira right now, okay? Because I want to learn how to do this. I really want to learn how to do this no hand cartwheel. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up for y'all real quick. If I can find it, I'm gonna show y'all what I've been working on as of late, because it's not that easy. So I'm trying to get it down. Let me see if I can find it real quick for y'all. If I can't, oh well. Let me see where I got it at. Here we go. Let me see if I can share this with y'all real quick. It's a GIF I made. How do I share screen? Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Can you see it? All right.
And I'll put it up.
All right. Hold on one second. I gotta. It's asking me like preferences and stuff like that. No, I gotta. Yep. Share. All right. Let me show y'all this. Can you see this?
You didn't share it with me because I would see it here and I would click it.
Hold on. All right. It's giving me a hard time. Let me see what I can do, because I want y'all to see this. But anyway, yeah, like I've been practicing this, and it just takes time. I'll show y'all another time. Don't worry about it, because I can't pull it up. So oh well. Anyway, yes. So I'm about to go. Like, if I can't get in the gym, I'll at least work on some capoeira skills. And guys, it's the middle of the day on a Sunday here, Central Time. I don't know what time zone y'all are watching this in, but you still got time to get something in today. Yeah. I appreciate you having me on again, and I'll talk to y'all again another time.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Well, thank you.
All right, you're welcome, man.
And for the people who are watching, I want to say thank you. And for the people who have been commenting, to make sure I show everybody, you know, I am a YouTuber, I guess you would say now, but at the same time, YouTube is not what I do for money. My primary source of income, and I want to show everybody exactly what I do, is I do this. I want everybody to check me out on LinkedIn. My name is YusefWateef everywhere. That's who I really am. I do editing, writing, training people for public speaking on things like TED Talks. I've been writing a lot of resumes these days. That's been a big, big, big thing for me, because everybody's looking at the new job market. Anything having to do with the English language, editing books for grammar and content, editing websites. But I tell people, don't look at that first. I want everybody to go down. You've heard this before, folks. I want you to go down past my credentials, and I want you to go all the way down to recommendations. Recommendations are where other business people have written, he is as he claims to be. He is that good. This is how I want you to decide to connect with me and find out whether or not what I do would benefit you. You know, and that's something I'm proud to show people. Looks like BMT is back with us. Okay, it's a running drill. All right. All right, welcome back.
Okay, so I am very happy because we finished the fair. We got the fair finished.
So what?
Yeah, we got the fair finished. Me and a few business owners, we paid for the fair to get put up, so that way we can restart some of our economy.
Oh wow. So what kind of exercise are you going to get in today?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Sometimes, because I don't like to go always to the gym, I like doing my own thing. And I used to have this one lady. She used to come by and work out with my wife, and I bought her a cinder block. I bought her a cinder block, and she was like, "What the hell am I supposed to do with that?" I said, "This is going to be your best workout friend." So I know the ladies, they're going to be coming by soon. I got them some nice cinder blocks, and literally, I'm going to have them. See, I already got it nicely set up. 3 of them. They're going to maneuver these cinder blocks from one position to the next position. They're going to be maneuvering them back and forth. And they're going to take their time. They're going to take them time. They're going to lower them. They're going to have center of gravity. It's going to work their core. These are things that literally people don't have to. They can literally, you can make your own workouts at home. I learned how to do that, but I guess I grew up in the country a little, and literally, I was like a little bit of a scrawny kid. But the chores and some of the stuff like picking squash and working out there in the field and stuff, I never noticed it until after I started I guess when I got back up home up north, when I got back up to Massachusetts, and my mom said, "Wow, son, you're cut." I had a 4-pack. And I was like, "Nuh-uh." Hey. But I didn't notice it because of one my dieting. And we was eating meat and vegetables and rice and continuous working, and that literally that flow of how the body goes. Like here's the thing about it. There's 2 different types of bodies, muscular bodies. There's the bodybuilder muscular body, and there's the working class man body, where the body, he might look like he has, oh man, he's fat, but then his body is well refined and toned. He just has like a gut. But I'm like, he can sling a sledgehammer. He can do hard working stuff, and actually, and he eats. So he knows how to work his body out. I also have friends who are bodybuilders. They go to the gym and they bodybuild. That's it. They don't do nothing else. But they're more particular about what they eat. Like they don't certain portions. Like I know my friend, he eats salmon, rice, and corn. Nothing else. That man eats salmon, rice, and corn and drinks a lot of water. And he has his little he has his little shakes that he drinks it in proportions. He has everything proportionate out for him. And he has to get up in the morning, hit the gym. Then after that, he has his little power protein bar. He loves his protein bars. I think that's an addiction. And
those
from there,
awful too.
They are disgusting. I don't know how he eats them. I tried to eat one. I spitted it out. But
discipline.
It is just, and that's the thing. That's the thing about it. One of the thing about it is why I say it's a little bit more harder for the bodybuilder. Everything they have to do has to be on a discipline. It has to be on a discipline for them. The working class type of body, which that's what I have now. I used to have a bodybuilding body, but like I said, again, I gotten more complacent. I got more complacent. I eat food and stuff, but I know that I go out on walks. I'll jog. I'll at least run or jog at least about, I'll say 10 miles a week. I think that's pretty good. The average person doesn't hit that many miles jogging. I'll do that a week. I have certain steps and guidelines of things that I will do so that way I will meet my quota, because that's a problem between consumption of beer and different other stuff. Those are carbs. When you don't properly work your body, they start to set in, and they start to grow fatty, and you start telling. I knew I was in bad shape when I was having problems, like trying to keep up with my kids running across the yard, and I'm like, I said, oh snap. When you are out of breath just running 20 feet, that's when you need to know, okay, I need to start changing up on how I proportion myself. And that's literally one of the lead causes to a lot of people. Like, it doesn't hurt to have some discipline. I know we make fun of the gym junkies, but literally sometimes it doesn't hurt to have some type of discipline and say, yo, I need to start proportioning my lifestyle. Proportion is very good, especially now when people are home. They're going to be eating is just sitting around. So what they can start doing is they literally can actually start doing things a little bit more differently. Cut down to 2 meals a day. Cut down to 2 meals a day.
With that, though, because the number of meals you eat, what you're looking at is your calorie count and how are those calories being, what's the phrase, put together?
Well, like today, you said we had pancakes and sausage. I only had one pancake and I had a sausage, right? But now I know with that, because I had my meat and I have my bread. But what I know I need to do is I'm going to have to probably walk. Now, what I can start doing, I could probably go out. If you can't go outside and walk, there are other things you can do. Hold on, let me just wait across the road. I don't mind doing things like Mountain Man. I'm not sure if people know what the Mountain Man is.
What is that?
So the Mountain Man, if some people don't know, is literally, and you've done this before, you just didn't know it. Find me a nice spot. Is when literally you take your legs, you set them up right here.
Yeah. Oh, right.
So literally, you can do that. Put on some music, and I would say do that for 30 minutes. Now, you may not be able to do it steadily, but if you keep at it, and when you can keep at it and doing it, like I usually will turn on some music and start trying to do the Mountain Man. I can at least go about a good consistent 15 minutes just doing that. I think that's pretty good. Like, I try to make workouts that literally, even if you can't go out, even if you're only in your bedroom, you can still get up and you can still possibly still get some type of workout going. If you're elderly, try just taking your legs, just kicking your legs as high as you can go. Stretch them. So I had fun helping some of the guys. We helped set up the fair. So that was a pretty good workout for us, setting this up. It's a pretty good workout. These guys are in shape when we did this. So yeah. I would never make fun of carnies. I would never make fun of them ever again. But the guy, I try to rip a deck of cards. That's impossible. Who can do that?
I've heard about that. When you do a deck of cards where, what is it? Red cards are push-ups, black cards are sit-ups, and the number is how many you have to do.
Yeah. That's listen. Shout out to my brother for doing extreme. I can't do it. He can. But this is the track field in the park. Usually doing 16 laps of the track here, which we already had cleaned off for elderly as well as people who need to lose weight, because we already know there's a big obesity problem. 16 laps is 3 miles.
Okay.
So literally, we started. I try to encourage people, come out here and just do a lap. Come out here and do a lap. If you are stuck inside of a building, go walk up and down your stairs. Or if you're inside of a house, I would encourage you clear the stairway, and you can work out on your stairs. Like climb up the stairs like a baby. Climb up the stairs.
Yeah.
Climb up the stairs like a baby. We don't think much of it because a baby is always using all their muscles to maneuver around. Climbing up the stairs like that, that's a good work. That's usually a good workout. I'm just throwing out ideas and stuff that I talk with some of my people that I work out with, and a lot of us veterans, we go over at the VA and stuff. So I'm just
So get this. Our friend Kudu Juice sent a picture that I'm going to share. Let's see. How did he phrase it earlier? He phrased it earlier called fitness versus, excuse me. He said fitness versus competitor. And I wanted to put that back up there. There we are. Strongman physique versus bodybuilder.
Mm-hmm.
And look at that.
Yep. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Fit men usually have a rectangular shaped physique as opposed to a triangular. The different body types, here's the thing, a power lifter, that's what he looks like. They're legitimately strong, like rip your arm out of the socket strong. It's not an all-around strength, though. It's not the kind of strength where you can do things that everyone else can. It's a very focused. At the same time, it has its place. And then with physique, it looks great. I mean, it's one of the most aesthetically pleasing bodies. So you got to figure out what you want in life. Earlier, he also shared with us how to do a sandbag workout. And this is something, let's see, here we are. There. How to get effective at a workout. Sandbag. But now here's the thing. I think the point that we need to get across to people is that it doesn't matter what you use as long as you use something. I'm going to put a link to this in the comments here and say, thanks for the link.
Yes, thank you. That is very true. And but I had that talk with a few guys, and this one girl, she was like telling, it was one of the guys on my work site, and she was like, I want a strong fit man. And I'm like, well, I don't get it. He is a strong man. This man works 12 hours of labor. That's not easy. This man literally lifts up beams and, picks up concrete bags. Concrete bags are 12 pounds and carries them up on roofs. And imagine you doing that consistently all day long in the hot sun. You're going to be in shape.
Yeah.
You're going to be in shape. And she was like, well, his gut. And I'm like, it's okay. His body is functioning for the task. The body is a very interesting thing where it will make doggone the necessary muscle to do the job. I know for my father, he drives truck. We encourage truck drivers whenever they get out of their truck to walk around their truck, because they can get a lot of blood clots just sitting around. Same thing for people who sit in the office and just eat and work at the desk. I know certain areas or certain jobs, they started having fitness day for their workers to actually, I think they get up and they walk the building, walk around the outer parking lot of the building. So that way, but for health problems, they notice a lot of workers have been having health problems. So they encourage the workers inside to go out and have a day where they walk the parking lot, which I think was very cool because, you know, you can't have an effective work area if people are they don't have enough time to go to the gym. I think that's a really big thing. A lot of people don't have time to go to the gym. So if you have a time where you allow them to put on some tennis shoes and walk around, and you don't need $100 pair of tennis shoes. I wear at least a $30 or $40 pair of good tennis shoes, just as good as the $100 pair, and they get the job done. I'm never gonna spend $200 for a pair of sneakers, and I'm only just walking. That's madness to me in my work.
Wow.
Yeah, we definitely. I think, you know, I could probably ask you this, Yusef. What is how are people staying fit down there in South America? Is it different from America? Like, or are they just, you know, fat and lazy and sloppy, or, you know, it's kind of different?
It's very different. First, Brazilians are vain. And one of the reasons I love that is because they love exercise. They're people who genuinely enjoy looking good. In the United States, I'm one of the oldest guys in the gym at 42 and a half years old. Here, I walked out to a park the other day with my friends to exercise. There was a guy, his hair was almost all white, and he was doing behind the neck pull-ups, freehand on the outside exercise. I was like, that's my competition. That dude had to be 20 years older than I was. He was ready. He was ready for whatever was going to happen in life. He was not going to go down out of fatness or lack of physical condition. And that's what it is I love. You know, I love that feeling of being in a place where being in shape is important. So here, in the right circle, you can really get in shape. Really get in shape if you have the discipline. And that's the trick. If you have discipline, you know.
I agree. But I really want to request one day you make a video of you showing how they do in South America, how they have their little workout areas. I seen like a little YouTube video of like some older guys. I thought, man, are they steroid up? But I don't think they were steroid up. I just think they were just naturally just fit. So I'm very curious about that, about how they work out down in South America. Like, you know, that I think that'd be pretty cool. I know when I was over there in China, they had a time where the people would come out, elderly and youth and everybody, they would come outside and they would start doing chi. They would start doing they would just go out there and just out there in the park. And I'm like, what? Like, was there a bell that sound? Is this a school or something? But they had a fitness time where they would literally come out there and literally just start, you know, stretching. And I said, wow, this is very beautiful. They had nice, serene music playing. And literally they were just out there stretching and everything. And I thought that was really cool watching it.
Well, here, you know, not here. When I was living in Shanghai, China, they had a situation where a national phenomenon that took over and was really prevalent in Shanghai was a bunch of senior citizens started early morning. I guess the equivalent would be jazzercise or music exercise, where they would take a radio outside of their apartment building or their houses, and they would all be exercising together, but they'll be doing it at like 6 o'clock in the morning. And it presented a big social problem because you're talking to your elders. These are people who are 65, 75 years old. So who's going to go outside and check them? They were like, we don't really want this, but it would be, you know, nobody wants to be that asshole who goes to a bunch of senior citizens, you know, who are retired and say, you're making too much noise. How does that look? You're going to be that guy to go complain to somebody's.
You don't want to be that guy that does that.
You don't want to be that guy. If it was somebody your same age, it'll be different. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
I know whenever I used to take my family member to work at the mall, I would find it interesting that they would open up the mall in the U.S. But I know they're not doing it now. They will allow the elderly to come to the mall and do power walking. And if you really want to see some true power walkers, I remember you used to go early in the morning. They only allowed the elderly to go into the mall, and they were allowed to walk the whole mall, and they would just power walk everything. I could never keep up with these two older ladies, and I swore they must have had bionic hips because literally they could power walk the mall twice. Most people have to sit down and take a break or something, or they never stopped. Like all they did. What would you think would it take to have some type of mental discipline to keep going? Or what does Yusef use as his 3 key disciplines? Because we all have to have something to push us to keep going. But I know I've had that day, just like when you were telling your story, where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to the gym. You know what? I'm not. I'm done. What are your 3 disciplines to keep you going?
One, as I tell people, I was a fat kid. I'm not going back. Okay, that's one. I'm not going back. 2 is, and none of these reasons are noble reasons. I want to be clear. All of my reasons are selfish and self-serving. You learn very, very quickly that it's easier to be taken seriously as a man if you're not fat. There's a terrible phrase that we tend to put together that it's horribly insensitive, but we always say fat and stupid. Well, why is that? Are fat people stupid? No. But for some reason, as humans, we're genetically predisposed to believe that if you're fat, you're also slow-witted. Is it true? I don't think so. But at the same time, why fall into that trap? At the same time, we tend to give men who are physically competent, and I don't mean a bodybuilder, and I don't mean a professional fighter, but if you're physically competent and strong, people give you a lot more initial respect. Now, you can screw that up on your own, but we tend to shake their hand a little more firmly. Women tend to be far more agreeable to a man who has a good physical condition than not. It has nothing to do with being angry or violent. It's just when they look at you, understand, here's a man that takes himself seriously first. I should take him seriously. Here's a man who is probably attractive to more women, thus having more options. So I'm not going to make life difficult for him. There is no downside to a man being in shape. The best example I was given once is said, if you Google the phrase attractive woman, you're going to find women that are extremely short, extremely tall, fat girls, skinny girls, dark girls, light girls, girl with big breasts, girl with small breasts. But if you type an attractive male, how many different versions of men do you find? Not that many. Now, you can be angry about that and say, oh, well, that's blah, blah, blah. But it's a reality. And so I just realized my life would be easier if I could stay strong. And it is.
I agree. I got picked on a lot at school. And I learned that society reveres and respects the strong. That's just what it's the fact. It's just a fact of life. You don't have to like it. When I talk and think the way I do, it's because I understand the way, shape of man. So when I started getting stronger, working out, and I proved myself out there on the wrestling mats, out there on the football field, out there in the boxing ring, people started to understand and respect that of who I am. And not only that, I guess also to just tip the iceberg, I was smart. So that was just the one thing about it that was just more so of a pro diem bonus. And this is still true today. Whenever you, whether people want to like it or not, or they can feel however, that's why I understand when people, there's a reason why society had a thing about fat shaming. Why people would jump on those, and it's not right, but I believe there's a reason for these kind of things of that, because they were like, listen, if you fall into these categories, your life, in a sense, could get hard. The response time of how people take to you is a lot more going to be a lot different. And I do see the difference. I see the difference in the interaction of dealing with women. I see the response of when men walk up to me and they see my actual physical appearance, how they greet me, how they shake my hand, how they look you in the eyes. It would always crack me up whenever I would meet another business owner. You could tell a lot by a man about his firm handshake. Yeah, I'm not sure if you ever noticed that. Handshakes will tell you a lot about a man and his body signal. And this one older gentleman, nobody ever got to see him smile. Not that long, not that much. But when he shook my hand, it was like, and I said, hold up, he's squeezing down. Okay, so I'm gonna match that. And then him doing that, I started squeezing. It was like a silent power between the old and the young. And the fact that he saw that I was willing to show my grip strength, and he's like, what do you do for your grip, for your workout grip strength? He said, well, I have a grip machine. I had like one of those little grip machines. I have them in my car, and I just naturally just keep on working out with that. And he was like, you know what? I like you. And because of that, he gave our business the concrete contract. And I was like, really? But I didn't understand why. But some men respect strength. They will respect strength, and they respect emboldenness. So that today is going to always be the primordial. And I'm trying to say, like, when I looked at your topic on reset, this is a time where certain ideologies of the old way will come back into play. Where are you going to sit and become a fat, sloppy slob? Or are you going to actually take this time, reset your body, and actually recondition yourself? Because human quality and health has gone down. And so especially if you can't afford to have your immune system go down anymore. Not with this virus out there.
Get this. I'm gonna show you something.
Yes, sir. My bad.
Check this out. There is a guy who I'm gonna paraphrase. Okay, I'm gonna paraphrase Mark Ripto, who wrote Starting Strength, which is an amazing book.
How much does that cost?
If anybody wants a copy, I can give you my PDF and I'll send it to you. It's a short book. It's a short book. I'm going to paraphrase something he said. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to show you how basic this book is. Look, these are the fundamentals of his exercise program. Where is it? Let's see. There. Squat, bench press, deadlift. Squat, press, power clean. Okay? Now, he said something that stayed with me, and I listened to it earlier this year, and it made a lot of sense. He said, when people say, I want to lose fat, he says, start doing powerlifting and strength training. People say, I want to get in shape for different things. He always says, you should start lifting heavy weights. And he always would answer with the same thing. But here's something he pointed out. He asked an important question. He says, I want you to step back to the men and to the women. He said, to the women, I want you to ask yourself who the men you know, and to the men, I want you to ask yourself this question. He said, how many times in your lifetime as a woman, you needed a man who was a little bit faster than all the other men? And how many times in your life have you needed a man who was a little bit stronger than all the other men? And for the men, ask yourself this question. How many times has someone who depends on me, it could be your children, it could be your wife, it could be your mom, it could be helping your dad. How many times has someone asked me, can you be someone who helps me by being faster? Or how many times can you help me by being stronger? He said there's never a situation where there's a downside to a man being strong. And that really got me because, the women were chiming in saying, you know what, I've never asked a man to do something for me because he was fast. But all of them have asked a man to do something because they needed something a little more strength. Men have said time and time again, no one's ever asked me to do something because I'm stronger than the other guy. I mean, faster than the other guys, but a lot of people have said, can you do this for me because I need someone with more physical strength, or to add to our physical strength as a collective of men. And that stuck with me. That really stuck with me.
Damn, I can't think of a time I ever asked for somebody fast. But I do need people whenever I got to move stuff. And I'm like, I need strength. So Damn, well played on that one.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. I might have to ask that question. I never asked for like fast people.
Well, listen, I got to run. I'm sorry that you didn't get a chance to jump in a little earlier, but we'll do this again. You're always welcome, brother.
Uh-huh.
All right. You have a good night, and thanks to everybody who hung out with us.
It's nighttime.
Huh?
Is it nighttime over there?
No. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll see you.
You know, it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'll leave you guys with this. Here on YouTube, there are a lot of things that I would like to be able to get into that I can't, and there are things that I got into really deeply that I found out a little bit later. You know, not everybody here has the patience for, because it's in a lot more detail than necessary. So here's what I was advised to do, and something that I'm proud that I did, that I hope you all get a chance to check out. I started Patreon, and my Patreon account has been growing the same way that my YouTube channel did, slowly but surely. And I'm glad for that. I only have 3 levels, 3 things that I do. I'm not even going to read them all to you. Go to patreon.com/YusefWateef. I have 3 different levels, and they all offer very different things. And I say, here we go. And I'm going to share this with everybody. Let's see. There we go. That's me. Patreon.com/YusefWateef. Check it out. Read in detail what each level has. And I'm looking forward to hearing from everybody. And thank you. Thank you all for watching, contributing. Kudu Juice, really appreciate it. Kudu Juice said, moving furniture, taking the groceries up the stairs. I don't know many men who, here's the thing. If you're a man and no woman has ever asked you to move some furniture for or take some groceries up the stairs, you might want to reconsider your physical condition. Because if she thinks you're better at it than you were, I'll just leave that there. Bye-bye, everybody.